Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I wanted to film just a standard old-fashioned get ready with me. I don't really have any new products that I'm trying out at the moment, although I probably will soon because I'm planning on making a few purchases coming up here soon. But I think for today's look I want to do kind of a mossy, earthy green eye look. I haven't done one of those in a while, so I think it'll be fun. I do have one new product. Well, it's new to me, and it's the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner in the green shade. This shade is actually not the bright green that I was expecting, because based on the packaging I was expecting like a neon green. Not neon, but like a really bright green. But it's actually more kind of like a moss green or a sage green. So I think that'll be fun to kind of incorporate. Honestly, it's a little bit more of a wearable color to me than what I thought it was going to be. So I do want to incorporate that into the look somehow. I also pulled out the Subculture palette as well as my little Z palette. And I do have a few green shades in here. So I'm thinking I will use those for my eye look today. But anyway, let's put on some makeup. Usual foundation today. I use this almost every day, the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I just saw Jessica Braun do a video saying that this is a dupe for the really expensive La Mer foundation, which I would never try because I think it's like $120. But it's nice to know that this is basically the same thing, so I'm happy with that. So, how was everyone's Halloween? I usually stay away from doing Halloween looks on my channel because I am not that creative when it comes to like fun makeup, but I ended up dressing up as Phoebe Buffet from Friends. It was kind of a last minute costume because I hadn't even planned out what I was gonna dress up as until like the very last minute. And I had gone to Value Village, which is kind of like Goodwill. I don't know if you have that where you live, but I had gone there to kind of look for costumes because they always have a huge Halloween costume section around that time of year. And I was looking at the costumes and I didn't really see anything I liked, so then I just looked at the regular clothes and I ended up finding a ton of clothes that reminded me of Phoebe. And Phoebe is my favorite character from Friends. I feel like she's so underrated. Like everyone's favorite character is either Chandler or Joey. I love Phoebe. I think she is so funny and so quirky, and so I ended up dressing up as her. I mean, really, to dress up as Phoebe you could pretty much wear anything because she doesn't really have like a signature outfit, but I just ended up wearing kind of like a flowery dress with buttons going down it that I actually already had, and then I bought a vest to go over it and like a necklace with like a tree on it that looked really kind of like funky and boho-y. For makeup, I just wore, she didn't really wear much makeup in the show, so I didn't really get to be super creative with the makeup, which was fine because it was very last minute anyway. But I just ended up wearing pretty natural looking makeup and then like a brownish nude lip, which I thought was kind of 90s-esque. So I don't even have any pictures. I wish I could share, but it was fun. I mean, she's a fun character, so I had fun dressing up as her. Although I don't really think a lot of people got it, like, because the outfit I was wearing kind of looked like something that someone might wear on a normal day anyway. Like, it wasn't that out there. I mean, I had my hair kind of funny, like I parted it down the middle and then I curled the two strands in the front and then I had it like clipped back in one of those butterfly clips that were very 90s. And so I feel like the hair kind of made it look a little bit more like a costume, but I feel like it wasn't the most obvious Halloween costume, I guess. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you guys dressed up as for Halloween, or if you dressed up. If not, I don't blame you. Halloween, I like Halloween, but it's not like my favorite holiday. Like I have fun with it, but it's not, I don't get super into it. I never decorate. I just can't bring myself to spend a lot of money on like decorations and things that I can only have up for like a month. I just feel like it's a waste of money. I know it's fun to decorate and I love decorating, but I just never get around to actually buying decorations because they're just expensive and you can only really use them for like a 1/12 of the year. So, but yeah, so I guess it's been over a month since I moved to Seattle, and I know I haven't really like updated you guys on that a whole lot just because I mean it's really just gone really smoothly. Actually, in the video where I shared that I was moving, I had said that I was planning on staying in an Airbnb until I found an apartment or a place to live. And I actually didn't even end up having to stay in the Airbnb that I had booked, so I got to cancel that and save an extra like 300 bucks. So that was awesome. And I ended up finding an apartment really easily, and I was able to move in the day after I arrived here. So that went as perfectly as it possibly could have. So really happy about that. I love the apartment. I was able to find a pretty reasonable price for Seattle, but I mean, for the location and the apartment itself, I got a really good price. So I'm really happy about that. I'm trying to figure out what else to really update you on. There's really not a whole lot. The drive went really well. My friend Margaret and I drove together. We kind of split the driving, and then she flew back because she lives in Georgia still. Trying to convince her to move up here though. But she and I drove here together across the country. We did it in 3 days, which I don't know if I would necessarily recommend, but that was kind of what we had to do because she had to be back home at that time, so that's just how it worked out. And we did it. We had to pretty much drive an average of like 15 hours a day. So between the two of us, that's a lot of driving. We were getting pretty delirious there for a little while, but I mean, it worked out really well. I will say it is really hard though on your body to just sit and not move for that long, 3 days in a row. Ooh, it was hard. I was like, yeah, and you kind of lose your appetite too because you're not burning any calories. So I just remember like we would be like snacking in the car, but we didn't eat like a real meal. I mean, we ate like maybe 2 real meals total on the trip, but other than that, we were just snacking. I'm pretty sure we got dehydrated because we just didn't want, like, I don't know, we were just sitting there not moving, and it was just so hard to like function as a human being when you're doing that. So it was so nice to finally get here. I remember we got here and we went straight for this vegan restaurant here called Wayward, and that was our like final destination. And I remember we got there and I just felt so sick to my stomach because it hit me that we had made it and the road trip was over, which I was weirdly sad about because it was fun, you know? It was a really fun trip, getting to spend it with one of my best friends and just have her supporting me through this like huge life change. It was just, I don't know, we had a fun trip, and I was like weirdly sad when we got here because I realized like, oh my gosh, this is like, we're not visiting here, like this is where I live now and I'm not leaving. And that like, it wasn't really, I mean, I felt a little anxious, but mostly I just felt kind of sick, like, because that was when it hit me. And we got there to that restaurant is so good. If you're ever in Seattle and you like trying different vegan food, it's like a kind of like a soul food style restaurant, and they have so many options. It's almost overwhelming, but so good. That was a nice way to like end our trip. And then we ended up staying with one of her friends that night, which was really nice of her to let us stay with her, because originally we were gonna have an Airbnb, but then that didn't happen. So but yeah, the next day I was able to move into my apartment. I had found it a couple weeks earlier actually on Facebook, and it just all fell into place perfectly. So very happy about that because I know Seattle is one of the fastest growing cities in the US. People are moving here in droves. It's insane. And so I wasn't expecting it to be that easy to find a place to live because naturally the housing market here is just very competitive. And so the fact that that happened, I just felt like the universe just lined up and everything worked out perfectly in my favor. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but I love the neighborhood. It's kind of a quiet neighborhood, but it's still like everything is walkable and it's just perfect. I'm so happy, like so happy I did it, and I just know like it was the right decision. Yeah, so that's kind of the update on that. I mean, I didn't really have much else to update you on. I've just been trying to kind of get in a routine, which has been kind of difficult because I'm just not used to this area and this like new life I have. So trying to just like do normal things, like find a gym. I found a gym, but I don't know if I like it, so I don't know. There's like a lot to figure out, a lot of like little details that are still kind of coming together, but for the most part, I mean, it's been great. I don't love how expensive it is to live here, but I feel like it's worth it. Honestly, a lot of people have asked me like, how did you do it? Like, you're so brave and like that's such a big move, and it honestly went so smoothly. It wasn't even that hard. Like, it's one of those things that you think is going to be so hard and then you do it and you're like, that's it. I did it, and it wasn't that hard. It doesn't feel that different to me. I feel like I'm living the same life that I always had. I'm just in a different place, and it's a really cool place, so I mean, I got no complaints. And I'm just happy to be somewhere different. I feel like I mean, I don't know, I feel like I fit in really well here because it's a little bit more, I don't know, there's a lot more like vegan restaurants and just a lot of cool stuff happening here, and the people are really nice. Although some people here are grumpy, I've noticed. Like people just like at the store, like, oh my gosh, I went to the grocery store a couple weeks ago and I accidentally bumped into this lady's cart with my cart. I said like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she said, she like didn't even look at me. She just kept staring straight ahead and kept moving. And under her breath, she muttered, oh my gosh. Like, like I had just inconvenienced her so much. And I just felt like, wow, like, I didn't do it on purpose. And that was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, like people here, I mean, for the most part, people here are really nice, but that was one moment where I was like, whoa, like I don't think that would happen in the South, but I'm sure it would. But I think people here are just a little grumpy maybe because, I don't know, maybe they're all vitamin D deficient. Maybe that has something to do with it, but whew, that was like, I like had to like pull myself together after that because I was like, I felt like I had just personally attacked her or something, and I just wasn't prepared for that. So I'm trying to think of what else. I guess we should talk about makeup now. So I am excited because I just placed an order on ColourPop's website. They're having, I don't know if when this video goes up this will still be going on, but they're having a sale. It's like their build your own palette sale. You buy like one of their empty palettes and you can fill it up and it's like half off or something. So I ended up getting one of their 12 pan empty palettes and filled it up with 12 eyeshadows. And instead of $4, the eyeshadows were only $2.50 each. So I felt like that was a really good deal. And I've been planning on placing another order for some more ColourPop single shadows anyway. So I felt like this was just like the perfect opportunity. I had really just like been waiting for a sale. I got mostly kind of colorful shades because I'm trying to kind of build my collection of single shadows and especially colorful shadows, like colors that I don't already have in my collection because I have a lot of neutrals. So I'm excited. Maybe I'll do a video sharing the colors that I got once they come in. I'm so excited to get them. I haven't bought new makeup in a really long time. Well, I did go to Ulta like a month ago and I got like a couple things, but I haven't bought new eyeshadow in a long time, so I'm very excited about that. Alright, so I've got a couple of singles, and then I kind of, maybe I want to do like a halo eye. Let's think about that. So I've got the Subculture palette. I'm kind of afraid of this palette, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love it, but it also scares me, so yeah. I'm gonna try. Oh wait, I gotta do my brows. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows off camera because it's my brows. You don't need to see that. Alright, so my brows are done. They, ooh, I don't know. I feel like if there's one like cosmetic thing that I would pay a lot of money for, it would be microblading my brows. I just get so tired of filling them in and they never turn out the way I want them. I used the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil in the shade Taupe, and it looks okay and I like the way it goes on, but it always ends up looking a little bit too warm in my brows. It just doesn't look natural. So I definitely prefer like the NYX Micro Brow and the Brow Wiz shade-wise because their taupe shades are just perfect for me. So anyway, enough about brows. I'm gonna start with Dawn from Subculture. Just lay that in the crease, get that going, and then we'll see what happens from there. I don't know. I never really plan out my eye looks in advance. Maybe I should. They just kind of happen as they happen. I will say I do really like the shade Dawn in Subculture. It's nothing special, but it's just nice to kind of get the crease started if you're my skin tone or if you're pale like I am. So there is that. I'm gonna take a smaller crease brush and I think I'm gonna use, this is Dirty Martini from Makeup Geek, kind of dark. So I'm just gonna slowly build that in the crease. I think I'm gonna try for a halo eye. So that's about as complicated as it gets for me. I want to try a cut crease, but I haven't gotten up the courage yet. Just laying that in the crease. And I'm gonna kind of work it into the outer and inner corners as well. That looks very stark. I don't know, man. I'm also thinking about the Sephora sale. I think I want to buy some things in that sale as well. I'm not a VIB, I'm just an insider. But I've got a list going. I shared like a Sephora wish list a while back, and a lot of those products are still kind of on my wish list. This looks crazy. But I'm still kind of playing with it. I've been watching a lot of other people's like Sephora hauls and Sephora wish list items just to kind of get some ideas. I definitely need a primer. Well, I don't need one, but I want to get a primer because I actually just ran out of primer, like all primer in my collection. I just used up the little Ulta one that I was using, and I would like to try a new primer. So I think I might get the First Aid Beauty Coconut Primer that I've been eyeing for a while actually. I really am more into kind of like the hydrating and the dewy primers now, as opposed to the matte ones and like the silicone-y ones. I just think I'm getting more into like hydrating products now. So the First Aid Beauty Coconut one is on my list, and then I also have the Becca First Light Priming Filter, is that what it's called, on my wish list as well, and I don't know which one I'm gonna get. I don't think I'll get both. Maybe I will. Who knows? But yeah, there's also like the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer that I know Kaylee here on YouTube, who I watch all the time, she recommends the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer, and that one's like probably, what, $4? So maybe I'll try that one too. But there's a lot from First Aid Beauty that really has my attention. Like, their skincare looks so nice. I do need like a new cleanser, but I also don't like spending a lot of money on cleansers, so maybe I won't get a cleanser from them. How are we looking here? I don't know. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit more of Dawn and just blend a little bit more. I'm not having the best time blending that green shade. It's not blending super easily. Don't know what that is. So that's where we are now, looking kind of sick. So let's see, I think for the halo, the center of the lid, I want to do Grandstand by Makeup Geek. This is one of their foiled shadows. It's kind of like a coppery rose gold, really pretty. And I might just use my finger for this guy, because that seems to work pretty well. Try not to get shimmer too high up because I don't really want it in my crease. I think I made the halo really big. I don't know. These Makeup Geek foiled shadows are really interesting. Like the texture is very creamy almost. Like it's a powder shadow, but it feels creamy to the touch. These are also really expensive though. I think they're $10 for the foiled, so I don't know. Okay, there's that. Now I want to kind of blend the edges. I'm going to go back into, with my smaller crease brush, back into Dirty Martini again. And just lightly tap it, just kind of blend the sides of the eyeball. And then I guess when you do a halo eye, you don't really do an inner corner highlight. Is that true? I don't know. Okay, so that's pretty. Maybe I'll actually, I feel like I need to blend even more. Maybe I'll go into Dawn again once more, and that's the only shade from this palette that I've used. That's okay. Maybe another day I'll try again. Having a hard time getting this to look blended. Alrighty. I don't know if green is really the most flattering color for me personally, like on my eye color, but that's okay. I'm just gonna use my face highlight to highlight the brow bone. The Huge. That's a hard word to say. Huge. How do you spell Huge? Like as per Huge. Y-U-Z-H. Okay. Alright, we're gonna try out this NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner. It's actually not as bright as you would think. Oh, that is brighter than I thought. Weird. This is a weird one. It's like deceiving. Okay, well this doesn't match the rest of the eye look at all. Oh, what? Okay, that's not what I wanted, man. When I swatched this on my hand a few days ago, it looked like a mossy green. Now it's like a bright green. What's happening? Okay, well, I'm gonna finish it, but then I might go over it with something else. Maybe it just looks different because of what I paired it with. Like, that was a very, very mossy green on my eyelid. So maybe it just compared to that, it looks brighter. Okay, so that doesn't really go very well with the rest of this green. Maybe, oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna go over that green with a gold glitter eyeliner. Is that a good idea? I don't know. I'm gonna try. These e.l.f. glitter liners are so sheer though. They kind of frustrate me a little bit. Maybe this will kind of tone it down and also make it look a little less bright green. Let's look at a little better. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you really have to build these though, like crazy, because they're just very sheer. Come on, e.l.f. For the lower lash line, I'll start out with the 100% pure silk cream shadow stick. I'm just gonna smudge that. I do this a lot on the lower lash line. And then maybe over that I'll do a little bit of, this is Venom by Makeup Geek, and it's actually kind of like the shimmery version of that mossy green shade. And I'll just do that, I'll kind of smudge that a little bit on the lower lash line. Alright, it's a little bit deeper and darker than what I normally do, but there you go. Alright, I just did mascara, so that's done. On the lips, I think I want to do my Milani Spice. I feel like that'll go really well with this kind of earthy look. And then on top of that, I'm just gonna do the good old NYX Butter Gloss, because I don't really feel like wearing a lipstick, and I don't really feel like wearing a liquid lipstick for sure, so that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so lips are filled in. That always ends up looking darker than what I expect, but I like it. And then my current favorite, the NYX Butter Gloss. I know, it's just such an OG favorite. I can't believe I used to hate lip gloss. Alright, so there is that finished look. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I don't know if I would necessarily pair that green liquid liner with these colors again, but I definitely will use it and try pairing it with other shadows in the future. But I think overall this is pretty, and it's definitely different from what I normally do, a little more dramatic. So yeah, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I think I forgot to highlight my nose, but that's okay. I always forget to do something in my Get Ready With Me's. Yesterday I filmed like an Instagram tutorial, like mini video, and I completely forgot to put concealer under my left eye. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I always enjoy filming these, so I hope you had fun catching up and doing some makeup together. If you enjoyed, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!